try to show you the differences with all this. I don't know if I can see the differences. Suppose we make a cut about here somewhere where I take off the battery grip, but then again you got that plate underneath and that has to be in the same spot. And then I have to make sure the height and the angle is the same and all that. And that's the thing I'm trying to avoid, because as soon as you can see the angle has been changed, you don't really see the quality or something like that, or the differences, or the color grading, or yeah. So this Brian changing. If I should give you one advice, it would be make sure you go and get the right camera. Everybody says as long as you got a camera at your disposal, that's the right camera for you. And that's not true. It's basically not true in my eyes. You have to be a good storyteller. You have to make sure that you got great sound. You have to make sure that you're good at editing, and you have to make sure that you're good at color grading. You have to make sure that your camera has autofocus and definitely a flip screen. Otherwise you're not able to see if you are in focus or not. There's all these things, and everybody says all the other things that they say. Of course they're true in a way, but still, I figured out the hard way that this is not a cheap business to get into. This is not a cheap thing to, definitely not a cheap hobby. You just want it as a hobby, there's not a way to go. But I would like to vlog, I would like to take pictures. I have now removed the battery grip. What I do like about this is when you got a plate underneath here, you are able to take your battery and put it in like that, and so, and then you lock it. And that's basically how you exchange batteries on this one here. The problem is that the battery, or actually inside here, if the battery is too tall, it make a kind of, how should I say this? There's something sticking out in there that's not supposed to be there, and it is actually making kind of scratch in the battery. So if you put the Canon battery if somebody has broken something inside it, it actually takes a piece off each time you put in the battery. So if you put the Canon in here, which is a bit taller than that one there, it won't fit in there and won't lock. But the battery here is quite easy to exchange. It has a long life while you are using this one here. 2 batteries in here is great. It's actually really lasting long. There's also a little issue when you take this one off. Put a plate on it and you got the mount for the tripod right here, or the plate, so that it lines just up with the drawer for the battery. If I'm not aware of this little opening, I can actually cover it up with the plate I'm supposed to put here. So I'm able to mount it to my tripod, click it down, make sure that the battery is able to come out. Now, that problem seems to have been taken care of because they put it all the way over there. You got the battery in there, and that is a nice thing. They say this battery has a great lifetime on it. I am now going to switch camera, lens and microphone on top of this, and that means that we're going into a flat image. So that means there's more work for Brian now coming up. So that's definitely going to be interesting. There's Brian changing camera. So that's the same lens on a full frame camera. I'm not sure if this autofocus is working, or let's have a look. I might say this, but this is a full frame camera. And now you're able to see a lot more of the room than you were before. I can definitely tell the difference. It's actually amazing how big this room all of a sudden has become. It actually is, and it actually was, and yes. So that's the battery. Perhaps you should see it without the microphone though, because that is now on that camera over there. And it is kind of weird when you got such a big camera. A nice little feature on this one here is take this one off, you put it in here. That's pretty neat. You put this up in this part here and you screw it on, mount it on, you just get it on there. Let's just take a lens, right? This has the same size, but it also can telescope or scope. So I'm walking around with this thing here and the microphone sitting on top there. It actually becomes quite what would you say? I would say frightening to other people. Then compared to if you actually take this battery package off again, I think, then it's perhaps not as intimidating as before. So just walking around like this, I don't know. I don't know. It's nice to have all the battery life, so you're not running out of battery life. That's a thing I'm thinking a lot about, because I hear a lot of people on YouTube is running out of battery life. So that is one of those things I just did not want to end up with. So this Brian, moving on to 6D Mark II. We even got a filter, a sunscreen filter for that. And that's right here. So let's put on the sunglasses and see how that works out. I got alien fingers. Could that be the reason why? Okay, that's a cross right there. I heard some people talk about this. You will put something on to your video or the pictures when you use an ND filter. This is probably just a start, and let's see how it comes, because I got a few things more that I need, and then I hope I'm there. Starting with this. Oh, we could also take off the automatic ISO. Yeah, 100. So that's 100 ISO. Okay, let's see. People actually talk about this thing right here, and I can see that's no bother anymore. Still able to see me. Without that, ooh, it's gonna be crazy. You wouldn't even see outside everything. I would probably just be dark, one big dark thing. It would probably be something similar to this. This is how you probably would see me without this glass. But that's pretty nice. I can hear the cameras working all the time or adjusting, but that's pretty neat. And it seems like I don't have a problem with the storage, or it's not filling up the buffer. I'm looking forward to this, working with this, and it's gonna be my new camera, main camera. So I'm probably gonna bring this along to take some pictures if that is doing something else. Always have plenty of cameras, plenty of batteries, plenty of everything. This Brian checking in on 6D Mark II for the first time. And let's see how this actually will come out when I'm start to color grading. Oh yeah! Oh, that sun is hot. Woo-wee. What I wanted to show you with this clip here was actually that you always have to have plenty of batteries. But what I wanted to really warn you about is going out and buying a copy of the battery that you need, because the lifetime on battery won't, and I promise you, won't be as good as the lifetime on the original battery. Now what I'm trying to say here is that I always have plenty of batteries. I have done that since I had this battery grip here. I paired up a copy battery with an original battery. So I put them in the same drawer, and I put the drawer in there, and then it actually gave me quite some lifetime, because it's dragging battery life from the other one or something like that. So that actually worked out quite nicely for me. Now, since I'm going for just using this one here without the battery grip, I am going for original Canon all the way. I will get rid of these batteries right here, not throw them out or anything. I'll just put them in a drawer up here, where I got all my other batteries for all the other cameras that I've been using through time. And 2 chargers for exactly those kind of batteries there. I got the Panasonic battery charger there. I got an AA battery drawer right here. I wasn't aware of this battery life and anything like that, so I have really been looking up things on the internet. Always have plenty of batteries, and if you are able to afford it, go for the original batteries, because the copy battery are not as long lasting as the original. Basically, get the right battery for your camera if you are able to afford it. But this one goes down here together with all that. That is going up on the shelf again. Up there with you. So I got that. This is my pouch for batteries. Now I'm not sure how many batteries I actually need for this, because no, there's no battery in this one here. So if I'm bringing this along, I might be going, oops, I think I'm missing something. And that I actually am. But anyway, this is Brian telling you, always get me a battery. Always get enough battery, because battery life is very important. And if you are able to afford it, get the original. This is Brian telling you a bit of battery life. It's very important. Have a good one. I have a really hard time about this, because now I'm going into an area I don't know anything about, such as color grading. And the problem here is that, what is the problem, Brian? What you're trying to tell them? I'm trying to tell you that one there, unnoticed, or if I am awake, if I'm not awake, if I'm not awake, if I'm not aware, and then when I need to exchange the battery, I can not just open it up, take it off, open it up, then I have actually to push this further forward in some other direction, or just, okay, I'm just watching my level of on the microphone over there to see how much I'm above the green dot right there. So I'm just about there, and will be speaking quite nicely in compared to your ears. Like that one there is way too loud. Have I burned off the sensor? Anyway, what I wanted to show on battery, copy battery, or battery. So I bought 2 of these, and it cost about $590 $590 Danish, 590 Danish crowns is the price on this one here, and it says it's a Canon battery. And the worst thing is that I'm afraid that it is a copy, but I'm crossing my fingers for it not to be, because there is so many in there that says, oh, this is the cheapest one, and then you can also go for the most extreme one, which is way above prices. No, what is it you want to say, Brian? I want to say that, of course, you can go for a copy battery, but the lifetime on it won't last as long as the original batteries, which is Canon batteries for this camera here. And then we got two copies that is similar, and one